For me, I never had problems with drugs, apart from affecting me academically because I was bunking off to get high. Why is it some young people use drugs and are okay, whilst others aren't? In this film, we want to discuss this question. Well, people use tobacco because they're addicted to it and they get stressed out and well, they think that it relieves them of the stress, but it don't. It's just making the stress and then they have to keep smoking. And
maybe to get away from reality.
From reality? Because reality, what's wrong with reality?
I don't know.
they might not be happy with their life.
Yeah.
Because they're not happy with their life.
Yeah, like they might be depressed or have anxiety or some crap like that.
And of worries or?
Yeah.
And worries or anxiety about what? What could they be worried about?
Exams, having to impress their friends, like to keep with the crowd. Like if all their mates are doing it and they're the only one not doing it, then they're gonna feel left out.
Right.
Well, peer pressure basically.
Yeah.
So like all their mates are doing it, they want to do it, they want to seem cool. But I don't know, I think most people take it just to have fun, just because, you know, like it's boring, not smoking or doing other stuff.
No, it is. Most of the time, the first time you take it, you don't actually want to, like. But then once you have, it's like, you when you're not high, it's just everything's boring, like it's bare boring. So then you want to smoke another spliff, and then you're not high anymore, and you want to smoke another spliff, and then.
And that's only until like you don't get the munchies anymore or the giggles. Then you're smoking and you're still sitting there bored like that, and then you still wanting to pick up and smoke again and carry on smoking.
Like it's like a hobby.
Like playing football or?
Yeah, like some people like they get proper keen like about football or whatever, like oh like my team done this or whatever else, or like oh like go out and buy a football t-shirt or whatever else. Other people are more interested in cannabis and they'd rather like go out and like get some banging like sour diesel or cheese or like, whereas like one group of friends might be standing there talking about about the football game last night, but another group of friends be standing there talking about who had what food last night or whatever else.
It always depends on the person, because my dad been smoking weed almost 30 years and like he's perfectly fine, but my uncle only smoked for like 10 years and then got diagnosed with schizophrenia, and then his daughter was smoking weed and then she stopped because of that. So yeah, it all depends on the person.
Did you hear about the case about Peaches Geldof?
Yeah.
Yeah. So why do you think she used it for?
I don't know. Apparently she had that stressful. Like apparently her dad was never around and that. Like apparently I don't know. He apparently was very nice. I don't know really too much about it, but yeah, I don't know. Would she use heroin?
Yeah.
Yeah. You can see a crackhead like walking around on the streets and think like because they haven't got the money to spend all their money, but someone that's got the money to go spend £100 on crack a day or whatever.
Some guy that works in Camden, I remember I was in there, yeah, and I asked him about some lighter, yeah, and he was like, oh, what, you used that? I was like, huh? And he was like, oh, it's for crack, yeah. I was like, oh, no, I was just looking at the lighter, yeah. And he started talking about how he uses crack every day, this, that and the other, and I was looking at him thinking, what? And he's telling me about how it's not bad for you, it's only when you stop using it, this, that and the other. If you use it every single day and you never let yourself get withdrawal symptoms and there's no problems with it, this, that, chat and bear. But you never know, certain people might have stood there and like, oh, okay, and gone home and just bought a load of crack.
Yeah, I was wondering, because he said there's no problem with it.
Mm-hmm.
But for you it was clear that's rubbish. Because, where did you know that from?
Like when you
even
smell
the
it,
name, even
smell,
the name,
bruv.
crack.
Like some sweet, like when you smell someone smoking, it's like some disgusting sweet smell. And it just goes like it's like inside you, bro. Like it's like it makes you feel like you're gonna be sick and shit. Like nah, it's disgusting.
So what do you think? Why do people then move on to crack or heroin? I mean, you were clear about the cannabis.
People say that like cannabis is a gateway drug, whatever. I don't necessarily think that's true. Like, it is in some ways, but I don't think people just, I'm not getting high enough anymore, like I'm gonna go and smoke. Like, that's not true.
Why someone might take harder drugs, maybe because of the people they're hanging around with.
Yeah,
Yeah, what do you think?
yeah, I agree with that. Like, yeah.
Other reasons is the people.
I don't really
Someone
think.
was telling me about his chick, innit? Like he had some problems with his girlfriend, this, that, and the other, and him himself was selling crack. It's because he was selling crack and he had problems with his girlfriend. And one day he just decided, like, he had no food, like no zoots or nothing, yeah. He just decided, like, I'm gonna just try a little bit. He tried a tiny bit, yeah, and he said he liked it, and he just tried it again, but in bigger doses until, like, he couldn't stop, like, he could not, like, because if he stopped, he felt ill and he'd be sick, and it just fucked up his life, he said.
I've had that quite a lot where people are not using at all and they're selling, and then something happens to them and then they start using, and then it kind of just goes into a huge big cycle. So that's what may happen with lots of people that use various different drugs, is they're not actually intending to use it, they're intending to make money and sell and shop. But then we all have stuff, we break up relationships, we have stress, we go through somebody, we might lose somebody or something, and then we're just thinking, what do we do? And obviously if you're selling drugs, the temptation's there. So that could be a reason why.
I reckon it could be if you got homeless as well, like, if you become homeless, like, and then you start hanging around with other homeless people because they, like, they don't have a house. Then obviously that, same way that if you hang around with a load of people who smoke weed, yeah, then the chances are, after a while, you will start smoking weed. Like, the chances are they'll probably be sitting there smoking their crack every night. Like, they'll be sitting there all out of it, like, and then you'll be sitting there normal, all cold and shivering. They haven't even got a clue it's cold or whatever. And you'll be thinking, alright, you know what, tomorrow I'm gonna try it with them. Then you ask them for that one little puff and then one little turk, and you take a turk, and then next thing you know, you're like, that's you done. You keep doing it forever.
Well, I mean, you got to get them before they start taking it, because once they start taking it, they're going to start enjoying it. So you got to, it's going to be difficult. You got to find out the groups that are taking it, and then the individuals that aren't, and say, look, you don't need that. You don't need this in your life to like be happy with yourself. If you stay like if you take it 6 months down the line, you're not going to like it. You're going to want to stop, but then you ain't going to be able to stop because you're so used to it. It's become a habit.
I reckon the only way you can stop people from doing drugs is if you replace it with a different hobby or something better for them to do with their time.
Get people involved in a different hobby, like boxing or football or music, or just something else that's gonna like keep people occupied.
Okay.